17, 18, 19... Look, will you keep still? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... No, 10. 11. Oh! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Look, you jumped over my hand, did you? Yes, you with the long eyelashes.
24.
How do you know?
That's how many eggs we hatched out.
Haven't you got a clever daddy?
Lenin is their daddy. I'm just the builder.
You've finished?
Yes. Chicken villas, Mark II. No. Custom-built nesting boxes. Airy perching areas. Separate withdrawing room for broody hens. Now, what else have we got? Glass panel sunroof. All right. Now, part of the ground floor is devoted to a retractable loo for easy cleaning. And the whole property will be set in rolling Surrey downland, our back garden.
It's lovely.
It is good, isn't it?
Makes our house look a bit tatty. Do you think you could make us one of those?
Well, not under 45,000 quid.
You know, Tom, it's very difficult to decide which 12 to keep and which 12 to fatten. They all have their own little personalities, you see.
Yes, well, you've had 3 days to interview them. Now, look. Have you decided which 12 we keep?
Yes.
Good.
Only it's 13. Come in. Hello, Margo.
Good morning, Barbara. Good morning, Tom. You go to the library, don't you?
Sometimes.
Do you know Mrs. Wormwood, the librarian?
Vaguely, yes.
Well, if she ever does your fines, check her figures, because she is totally unreliable and a backstabber to boot.
Why?
She's got laryngitis and won't give her talk to the Townswomen's Guild.
Well, there must be millions of other townswomen.
I know, but we've all heard what everybody else has got to say. And I, for one, am not prepared to sit through another of Dolly Mountshafts' diatribes on why Mrs. Simpson should have been queen.
Well, couldn't you ask Joe to give a talk on traffic jams on London Bridge?
He will be in the middle of one when the meeting's on. No, it's the 11th hour, and I'm afraid I'm reduced to scraping the bottom of the barrel, Barbara. I've come to ask you.
I know I look a bit scruffy, but do I really look like scrapings from the bottom of a barrel?
Oh, no, of course you don't, dear. Words got in the way of what I meant.
Well, anyway, what did I talk about?
Well, you could always do My Year of Hell as a white slave in Wigan.
I already have a subject for you, Barbara.
What?
Your life. Self-sufficiency.
But that embarrasses you.
You think it's one step removed from a dirty filth?
When you talk about it, yes. But I have heard Barbara talk about it in quite a nice way. She sticks to the more wholesome aspects, like those little canaries.
Chicks.
Whatever they are. Now, please say you'll do it, Barbara. I'm absolutely desperate.
Couldn't you have a whisk drive or something?
Barbara, we have a guest of honour coming, expecting to hear a talk, and a talk she must hear.
It's not Mrs. Callahan, is it?
It most certainly is not. It's Lady Truscott.
Well, get her to give the talk.
Oh, don't be stupid.
No. No, I'm no speaker.
Oh, dear. I'm getting a crisis headache.
All right, Margo. I'll do it.
It isn't that much of a crisis. Please, Barbara.
Margo, I just go red and stutter.
Very well. Yet another block from the edifice of my social life will come tumbling to the ground.
And that really matters to you, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. However silly you think me, it does matter.
Oh, all right. I don't want to find a pile of rubble in your sitting room one evening. Of course I'll do it.
Oh, I'm so grateful, Barbara. I really am. Now, I'll pick you up at 3 o'clock and drive you to the meeting.
Wait. I mean, what do I have to do? How long do I have to speak for?
It's all very simple, Barbara. I shall introduce you from the platform, and you stand up and talk for 20 minutes or so on self-sufficiency, hopefully omitting any references to animals' digestive habits or procreative systems. Dress is optional, by the way, but no trousers, please. Bye.
No dung and dirties, eh? That's going to limit the field a bit.
What do I go and have to say yes for? I'm feeling nervous already.
Oh, come on, love. What's to be nervous about? I didn't get nervous when I did the prize giving at my old school, did I?
Well, you didn't have to say anything. The important old boy made the speech. You just had to hand him the prizes.
I hope you get barracked.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes, of course I'll tell her. What was your name again? Mrs. Burke. Here's with a U and an E. Bye. Bye-bye. Burke.
What did you say?
Mrs. Burke, darling, just ringing to congratulate Barbara on a little talk the other night.
Oh, how very kind.
Seems to be quite a hit.
Yes. It was a very pleasant little talk, for what it was.
The sixth call this morning, all saying the same thing.
Yes. Of course, if Barbara had a telephone of her own, it would save us the trouble of running backwards and forwards all the time.
Well, still, darling, you must be pleased. After all, you talked her into it.
Of course I'm pleased, Jerry. I just wonder if any of those callers saw fit to mention the organisational flair that went into arranging the function.
No.
No.
Never mind, darling. I know all the work you put into it.
Thank you, Jerry. Margo Ledbetter. Lady Truscott. Oh, good morning, Lady Truscott. Oh, very well, thank you. And you? Oh, good. Oh, I'm so pleased, Lady Truscott. One arranges these little meetings to the best of one's ability, but when one speaker stands up, one is in the lap of the gods. Oh, I see. When, Lady Truscott? Oh, well, yes, I'm sure she'd be honoured, Lady Truscott. We'll say 4 for 4:30, shall we? Jolly good. Goodbye, Lady Truscott.
Who was that? Mrs. Doombs Patterson?
No, Lady Truscott.
Oh, I think I'll just pop out to the golf club for a couple of jars.
You will not. You will pop, Jerry, very quickly to Fortnum's and ask for one of Mrs. Ledbetter's hampers.
Eh?
Lady Truscott is coming this afternoon to see Barbara about something.
So why do we have to have a hamper from Fortnum's?
Use your intelligence, Jerry. Barbara's kitchen is hardly the place to entertain Lady Truscott. Now, get a move on, please.
No.
Oh, and incidentally...
What?
On your way back, you will pass a bingo hall in Wandsworth High Street. Go in, find Mrs. Pearson, she's always there on Saturdays, offer her whatever you have to, but make her come back here and clean the house, it's filthy.
What will you be doing all the time I'm doing this?
Well, I certainly shan't be lounging about, if that's what you're implying. I shall go next door and tell Barbara. I shall come back and have a lie down before I start getting ready. Isn't that enough? I heard blimey, Jerry.